Hey everyone, so welcome back to today's video, and today, as you can see by the title of this video, I am in Blackpool and it is my first time here. I don't know why I didn't come here sooner, but right now it's the middle of summer as of recording this, so I thought I would come down and show you everything there is to see. And because it is summer, I thought the best place to start would be the biggest park in Blackpool, which is a huge park called Stanley Park. And there's many sections of this park that you can explore. I'm starting the day here today at the Rose Garden, which has so many different varieties of roses that you can see. And it's just like a circular park with lots of greenery. And actually Blackpool is building this park to try and keep the greenery alive. It is a bit further away from the main attractions in Blackpool, so of course stay tuned for them, you'll see them later. But this is a bit further away from the seafront. And as I was walking down along the roadside, you can actually see the golf course, as well as a massive boating lake, which has loads of paddle boats on the waterfront. And of course in the summer months you can go across the lake in one of the swan boats or the paddle boats, and it's full of geese, ducks and swans. So lots of, you know, things to see and do while you're here. It's really nice actually. It's very beautiful place. And actually Stanley Park was nominated as being one of the best parks in the UK. If you're coming from Blackpool North, I did a walk to come here and it takes about 27 minutes to get here if you walk at the same pace that I do. Otherwise then there are probably other modes of transport like bus, or if you're driving then of course it'll be like 5 minutes. And another thing to note is that it's free to enter. Alright, well there really is just so much to see in this park. You've got also the Italian Gardens, which is really immaculate. It's a huge open circular area that's very well maintained and has like a little fountain feature in the middle, and again it's kind of decorated with lots of beautiful flowers. It's really clean, this park, as well, so I can tell that, you know, if there is any littering or anything, it's always attended to. And then actually you've got the lake, which is split into like 2 lakes, and you can walk around that. Lots of wildlife, ducks. I even saw a heron while I was there as well. Additionally as well, when you exit the other side of the park, you've also got Blackpool Zoo. So again, if you do want to visit the zoo while you're here, you also have that option. So just across the road from the park, there's the Cockers Memorial Clock Tower, which was established in 1926. That's when it was made. And that's just sitting here right in the centre of the park. Okay guys, so I've made it here to the seafront in Blackpool, the most famous thing about Blackpool. And I've just arrived at the Pleasure Beach area, which for those of you that don't know what Pleasure Beach is, it's basically just a whole area full of roller coasters, rides, arcades. There's lots of arcades. I actually went inside one of the arcades and had a look at some of the machines. It feels like being a kid again. It's amazing. It's really awesome. But there's so many rides and roller coasters. The queue to get in was unbelievable. There was so many people queuing up outside the main entrance to go into Pleasure Beach. You have plenty of restaurants. There's also fish and chip shops galore. Of course, you can't go to a seaside town or go to Blackpool without being near fish and chips. There's also 3 piers that you can go to in Blackpool. You have the South Pier, the Central Pier and the North Pier. And where I am right now, just behind me, is the South Pier. They're all free entry to go on, and the South Pier has a few different rides that you can go on as well, funfair rides. There's the Sky Coaster, the Crazy Coaster, there's Dodgems, as well as an arcade, and of course lots of food and snack that you would typically find at a pier. Things like donuts, candy floss, ice cream, hot dogs. It's usually open from March to November. So obviously it closes during the winter. And fun fact for you all is that it opened in 1893 and was originally named the Victoria Pier. So that was the first name for it before it was called the South Pier. Also Pleasure Beach opened in 1896 as well. And over the years, of course, they've added new rides, new roller coasters, done maintenance to them. In addition to all of that as well, there's also a water park on the other side of the road from Pleasure Beach, as well as a casino. So you can also go to the casino there for the adults, of course. And then just in front of me across the road, for those of you that know the UK, or for those of you that don't know the UK, we have a thing called Wetherspoon, and Wetherspoon is in pretty much every town you go to, and there's one here called the Velvet Coaster. So after a long walk from South Pier to Central Pier, just behind me I've got the Central Pier, which I've just been down, and it's incredible. And I've had to move away because there's a lot of music playing and I don't want to get copyrighted. There is a big Ferris wheel, which is like the main attraction there, and it's one of Blackpool's most known landmarks that are here. And from the top you've got incredible views looking over Blackpool, and you of course can see a better view of the Blackpool Tower from there as well. But the Central Pier opened in 1868. That's well over 150 years ago. But just like the South Pier, there's lots of arcades. There's lots of arcades you can go inside, lots of shops and places where you can buy donuts and fish and chips and all kinds of things. Actually, at the end of the pier, they've got this huge pirate-themed pub, which actually looks out onto the sea as well. So if you want to have like a beer or some food while looking out to sea, then you have the opportunity to do so. They've also got the Dodgems, the bumper cars, which is, as a kid, was one of my favourite rides. I used to love doing the bumper cars, and they've got, of course, like the teacups and things. It feels like I'm stepping back into my youth coming here. So far, both piers have been amazing, both the South and the Central, and I'm looking forward to seeing the North as well. The North isn't too far away from the Central Pier, it's actually closer than it is to the South. But you can see all around here as well, not only is the pier there, but you also have many other places. Like you've got all these gift shops that are lined up over here, multiple fish and chip shops. You could have a fish and chips every day for a month here. And you've got like little plazas, little shopping centres. You've got Madame Tussauds, which is of course very famous around the world. The sea life, and then of course Blackpool Tower, beaches, seagulls. You know, you can't get any more traditional British than this. It's incredible. So next up, I've just been up to Blackpool Tower. I didn't go up to the top, but just for your information, if you do want to, it's £18 for a ticket. But you can go inside the tower. There's like a massive hall you can go in. It's got 7 floors, and you can go up on all the floors. Some of them, there's like events where you have to pay for things, like there's a ballroom, but there is a cafe you can go in with like a terrace view. And on the ground floor there's actually a circus that you can actually go to. So this circus has like a massive circular stadium thing going around. Again, you do have to pay to go in that as well. I'm not sure how much the tickets are for that, but I was allowed to go in and record what the set looks like, just so you guys could see, and it looks awesome, to be honest. There's also an arcade inside the building below the tower, as well as an escape room, and also the Blackpool Tower dungeon. So yeah, a few things to see. From pretty much wherever you are in Blackpool, you've got a glimpse of the tower. You can see it even from where I was earlier at the South Pier. You can see it from the Central Pier, you can see it from the North Pier. You can see it from pretty much everywhere. It's really, you know, the tallest building here. And the tower itself was actually built in 1894, and it's roughly 518 feet tall, which is 158 meters. And the design of it was actually inspired by the Eiffel Tower in Paris, so that's why they made it the way they have. But in addition to the tower, you also have the town centre, which is a really nice town centre actually. Lots of streets with cafes and bars and souvenir shops and whatnot. So lots of things to see down there. You've also got the Winter Gardens, which is like a massive venue that they use for different shows and events that happen. And there's actually one happening at the moment. It's all to do with like a rock concert kind of thing. There's a lot of people walking around preparing for it, like a lot of rock music's happening. So I couldn't go really inside and show you, but you can see the building from the outside. It's, you know, a really huge building, just a minute's walk away from the Blackpool Tower. And then just down the road from that, you also have Blackpool Church, which again, at the moment, it's not actually open to go inside, so I could only show you from the outside, but it's a really beautiful church. It just sits in the square opposite the Winter Gardens. So if you do want to check that out and have a little walk around it, you can. And again, there's lots of places to sit outside and enjoy a coffee or enjoy some lunch. So now that does actually bring me to the final stop of the day. I'm about to go over to the North Pier, which is the final pier out of the 3. So a fun fact for you about the North Pier is that out of the 3 piers, it's the oldest one, and it opened in 1863, so that makes it just older than the Central and a bit older than the South as well. And like the other 2 piers, it is free to enter. You can walk up and down and check out some different things along the pier. There's carousels, kid rides, there's tea rooms where you can obviously get ice cream, drinks and donuts and all sorts of things like that. And there's also a theatre, the North Pier Theatre, the Joe Longthorne Theatre, which is like a really beautiful old style theatre, and it's near the end of the pier, so as you go down the pier it's towards the end. But that does bring me to the end of this vlog, and even though this one was quite short and Blackpool is more about the coastal vibes, the atmosphere, you know, real kind of authentic coastal experience in the UK. You know, most people come here to sit and have fish and chips or get some of the Blackpool rock candy and just sort of enjoy the fairgrounds and the Blackpool Tower. It's a very, very authentic place. So if you are coming to Blackpool, I highly recommend checking out the piers, and also go to Pleasure Beach if you want to have an amazing time on the roller coasters as well. As always, I hope you've enjoyed coming along on my adventures to different places around the world, and stay tuned for more vlogs coming soon.